Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss about laboratory preparation of chlorine. In this video I will discuss the laboratory preparation of chlorine and its physical and chemical properties. Let us know. Let us come to first, that is laboratory preparation of chlorine. In laboratory, chlorine can be prepared by two methods. In laboratory, chlorine can be prepared by two methods or from two reagents, that is one from potassium permanganate, acidified potassium permanganate means by reaction of KMnO4 with HCl, and in second method reaction of sodium chloride with manganese dioxide and H2SO4. So these are the two methods by which chlorine can be prepared in laboratory. First one is from potassium permanganate and HCl, and second one is NaCl, MnO2 and H2SO4. Then comes to first method, that is by reaction of KMnO4 and HCl. So when KMnO4 reacts with acidified HCl, acidified HCl means concentrated HCl. When KMnO4 reacts with acidified that is concentrated HCl. When KMnO4 reacts with concentrated HCl, then it forms KCl, MnCl2, water and chlorine gas. When KMnO4 reacts with concentrated HCl, then KCl, MnCl2, water and chlorine gas is evolved. This is the laboratory setup of preparation of chlorine from KMnO4 and HCl. A round bottom flask was taken, in which powder KMnO4 is taken, and to this flat round bottom flask, one threshold funnel is connected through which concentrated HCl is added, and one delivery tube is attached to it, and the delivery tube is in another end attached to a gas jar in which water is taken, and from this another delivery tube is open in another vessel which contain concentrated H2SO4. Then from concentrated H2SO4 vessel, another delivery tube is open into a gas jar where HCl gas is collected. So this is the laboratory setup of chlorine gas preparation from concentrated HCl and KMnO4 reaction. So let us see how chlorine gas is prepared in laboratory by this method. A small quantity of KMnO4 is taken in a round bottom flask. In round bottom flask, small amount of KMnO4 is taken, fitted with a dropping funnel and a delivery tube. A dropping funnel is connected and a delivery tube. HCl is added drop by drop from this funnel. From funnel, HCl is added to it. Then it is printing mistake, that is then greenish yellow gas is evolved. When KMnO4 reacts with this concentrated HCl, then greenish yellow gas is evolved, and this is the color of chlorine gas. This chlorine gas prepared by this method may contain some HCl, for which it is passed through the water to remove HCl, and again it is passed through concentrated H2SO4 solution to becomes dry. Then the dry and pure chlorine gas is collected in the gas jar by upward displacement of air. Air is an upward displacement. That means Chlorine is heavier than that of air and it moves down and the air moves upward. So this is the method where KMnO4 reacts with HCl and without heating forms chlorine gas and it is passed through water to remove HCl and then it is passed through H2SO4 to remove water, that means to dry the gas, and then finally pure and dry gas collected in the gas jar. Finally, dry and pure chlorine is collected in gas jar by upward displacement of air. This method yields chlorine without heating. That means by this method, chlorine gas is evolved without heating. So it is a convenient method for preparation of chlorine. Next comes to another method. In this method, without heating, chlorine gas is prepared. Then in second method, how chlorine gas is prepared? By reaction of NaCl, MnO2 and H2SO4. In this method, NaCl, MnO2 and concentrated H2SO4 reacts with each other on heating forms chlorine gas. This is a heating process. By heating of NaCl with MnO2 with H2SO4 forms chlorine gas. See the equation. When NaCl reacts with H2SO4, when NaCl reacts with H2SO4, it forms NaHSO4 and HCl. Then in second step, MnO2 reacts with H2SO4, forms MnSO4, water and nascent oxygen. Then the HCl and the nascent oxygen reacts with each other, forms water and chlorine. So the overall reaction becomes to cancel out HCl. In the first reaction we multiply 2, then the 2HCl cancel out each other, nascent oxygen cancel out each other, and the final equation becomes 2NaCl plus 3H2SO4 plus MnO2 give rise to 2NaHSO4 plus MnSO4 plus 2 water and chlorine. So this is the overall reaction where NaCl, MnO2 and H2SO4 reacts with each other to form chlorine gas. So this is the overall reaction. 2NaCl plus 3H2SO4 plus MnO2 give rise to 2NaHSO4 plus MnSO4 plus 2 water and chlorine. So by this method, chlorine gas can be prepared. So see the laboratory how by this method chlorine gas prepared. Laboratory setup. So in a round bottom flask, in this picture, this is the laboratory setup where NaCl, MnO2, this is the whole equation where chlorine gas is prepared, and in equation 2NaCl is missing. 2NaCl plus 3H2SO4 plus MnO2 give rise to 2NHSO4 plus MnSO4 plus water and chlorine. So in this equation, this is the laboratory setup by which chlorine gas is prepared. In a round bottom flask, MnO2 and NaCl is taken. To this round bottom flask, one tricycle funnel is added, one delivery tube is added, and the delivery tube is open in the gas jar. The delivery tube is open in the gas jar. When the NaCl and MnO2 is taken, and when concentrated H2SO4 is added by the tricycle funnel to the round bottom flask and heated, then chlorine gas is formed, which is collected in the gas jar, and then it is purified by water and then dehydrated by concentrated H2SO4. See this method is commonly adopted in laboratory for preparation of chlorine. This is a common method for preparation of chlorine in laboratory. A mixture of NaCl and MnO2 is taken in a round bottom flask, I already told that, and with a tricycle funnel and a delivery tube, and fitted with a tricycle funnel and a delivery tube. The flask is clamped to a stand. Concentrated H2SO4 is added through the tricycle funnel and the flask is heated. Then concentrated H2SO4 is added to the tricycle funnel and the flask is then heated gently. After heating, chlorine gas is evolved. This chlorine gas is purified by passing over water to remove HCl and then through concentrated H2SO4 to remove water molecule or water vapor. Finally, the gas is collected by upward displacement of air. Since chlorine is heavier than air, so it is collected by upward displacement of air. So, in first case, chlorine gas is prepared without heating, and in second case, chlorine gas is prepared with heating. When KMnO4HCl reacts with each other without heating forms chlorine gas, and when NaCl, MnO2 and H2SO4 reacts with each other, on heating forms chlorine gas. So these are the two methods for preparation of chlorine in laboratory. These are the two methods for preparation of chlorine in laboratory. Then comes to its physical property. Chlorine is a greenish yellow gas having suffocating smell. It is a greenish yellow gas with suffocating smell, and it is sparingly soluble in water because halogens are non-polar. So in polar solvent they are sparingly soluble, weakly soluble, and it has melting point 172 Kelvin and boiling point 239 Kelvin. Its melting point is 172 Kelvin and boiling point is 239 Kelvin. So this is the physical properties of chlorine. Then comes to its chemical properties. Chlorine is a highly reactive element because we know halogens are highly reactive. Since chlorine is a halogen, so it is highly reactive due to its high electron affinity, high electronegativity, and low bond dissociation energy and high oxidizing power. Due to high electronegativity, high electron gain enthalpy, high oxidizing power, and low bond dissociation energy, chlorine is highly reactive in nature. Let us come to its first reaction with metal. When chlorine on reaction with metal forms metal chloride. When chlorine reacts with metal, it forms metal chloride. Sodium reacts with chlorine, forms sodium chloride. Magnesium reacts with chlorine, forms magnesium chloride MgCl2. So when sodium reacts with chlorine, it forms sodium chloride, and magnesium reacts with chlorine, it forms magnesium chloride. So sodium, magnesium are metals, and when reacts with chlorine, it forms metal chloride. Then reaction with hydrogen. Reaction with hydrogen. When hydrogen reacts with chlorine in presence of sunlight, it forms HCl, hydrogen chloride. So when chlorine reacts with hydrogen in presence of sunlight, it forms HCl. Next, its reaction with non-metal. Its reaction with non-metals and metalloids. Like metal, when chlorine reacts with non-metal and metalloids, it also forms their chlorides. In metal case, they are for metal chlorides, and in non-metal and metalloid, it also forms chlorides. So phosphorus is a non-metal. When it reacts with chlorine, it forms PCl3. Arsenic, antimony are metalloids. When it reacts with chlorine, it forms arsenic trichloride and antimony trichloride. So chlorine on reaction with non-metal and metalloid forms their chlorides. Then comes to its reaction with alkali. Then comes to its reaction with alkali. So it is an important reaction. That is, alkali may be taken as cold dilute and hot concentrated. So reaction differ when it is taken as cold dilute and hot concentrated. When chlorine reacts with cold dilute alkali like NaOH, KOH or calcium hydroxide, it forms chloride, mixture of chloride salt, hypochlorite and metal. Chloride, hypochlorite of metal and water are formed. When cold dilute alkali, that is NaOH, KOH or calcium hydroxide reacts with chlorine, it forms metal chloride, metal hypochlorite and water. Hypochlorite radical is ClO minus. So when chlorine reacts with NaOH, it forms NaCl, NaOCl, sodium hypochlorite and water. When it reacts with KOH, potassium hydroxide, it forms KCl, KOCl, potassium hypochlorite, water. When chlorine reacts with calcium hydroxide, it forms calcium chloride, calcium hypochlorite and water. So when chlorine reacts with dilute alkali, it forms chlorides of metal, hypochlorites of metal and water molecule. When this chlorine reacts with hot concentrated alkali, same, that is NaOH, KOH or calcium hydroxide, then mixture of chloride salt in place of hypochlorite, it forms chlorides of metal salt and water molecule. In place of hypochlorite, when concentrated alkali is taken, it forms chlorate. Chlorate having radical ClO3 minus. So when chlorine reacts with KOH, it forms KCl, KClO3 and water. When NaOH reacts with chlorine, it forms NaCl, NaClO3, water. And when it reacts with calcium hydroxide, it forms calcium chloride, calcium chlorate and water. So this is the difference. When dilute alkali is taken, then hypochlorite is formed, and when concentrated alkali is taken, then chlorate is formed. Another salt, that is chloride salt, and water is common in both the case. Only difference is in dilute case hypochlorite is formed and in concentrated case chlorate is formed. Next reaction with ammonia, that is when ammonia can be taken as limited as well as in excess form. When excess ammonia reacts with chlorine, then it forms nitrogenous compound, that is nitrogen and ammonium chloride. Then it forms ammonium chloride and nitrogen gas, because in this case ammonia is taken as excess. So NH3 reacts with chlorine, forms N2 and HCl. NH3 reacts with acid HCl. This is basic in nature, this is acidic in nature, reacts with to form ammonium chloride NH4Cl. So 8NH3 plus 3Cl2 form N2 plus 6NH4Cl. Then this is the reaction of chlorine with excess ammonia. When chlorine reacts with limited ammonia, that means chlorine is taken in excess amount. When excess chlorine reacts with ammonia, then this hydrogen then the hydrogen is displaced by the chlorine atom. It forms NCl3 and the remaining hydrogen and chlorine forms HCl. That means when chlorine reacts with limited ammonia, then that means chlorine is taken in excess amount. So the hydrogen is replaced by the chlorine atom, forms NCl3 and HCl. NCl3 and HCl. Then comes to another reaction, that is addition reaction. So addition reaction occurs when there is some unsaturation. Chlorine reacts with unsaturated compound, that is both organic and inorganic. Unsaturation means they have double bond or triple bond. Double bond and triple bond have unsaturation. So chlorine reacts with unsaturated compound like both organic and inorganic to form addition compound. Carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, both are inorganic unsaturated compound. When they react with chlorine, it forms, when carbon monoxide reacts with chlorine, forms carbonyl chloride COCl2. And when sulfur dioxide reacts with chlorine, they undergo addition reaction, forms, that is SO2Cl2 sulfuryl chloride. This is not SOCl2, that is SO2Cl2, that is sulfuryl chloride. And this is the inorganic compounds which have unsaturation. When this unsaturated compound reacts with chlorine, it forms carbonyl chloride and sulfuryl chloride. Then when chlorine reacts with ethene, ethene is having unsaturation. When chlorine reacts with it, the pi bond breaks and the chlorine atom undergo addition in both the carbon atoms, forms dichloroethane. Then benzene. In case of benzene, benzene has this structure having 3 pi bonds. When 3 pi bonds means they have unsaturation, and when it reacts with 3 chlorine molecule, this is not 6, this is 3Cl2. 3 chlorine molecule, this pi bond breaks, one chlorine atom is attached to this carbon and one chlorine atom attached to this carbon. Then when another pi bond is break, then this chlorine is attached to this carbon, this chlorine is attached to this carbon. Like this, when this bond is breaks, this 2 chlorine atom attached to this and this carbon atom, it forms C6H6Cl6 benzene hexachloride. This is a addition product. So when chlorine undergo addition with organic and inorganic unsaturated compound, then it forms addition compounds. Next, it's oxidation reaction. Next, It's oxidation reaction. So chlorine in presence of moisture act as a oxidizing agent, because when chlorine reacts with water it forms HCl and nascent oxygen. Due to formation of this nascent oxygen, it acts as a oxidizing agent. It acts as a oxidizing agent, that means itself undergo reduction. When chlorine reacts with H2S, it oxidizes H2S to sulfur. In H2S, the sulfur has oxidation state -2, and it oxidizes -2 oxidation state sulfur to sulfur, that is 0. So its oxidation state increases from -2 to 0. When chlorine reacts with H2S, it forms sulfur. Chlorine plus water forms 2HCl and nascent oxygen. H2S plus nascent oxygen forms H2O plus S. This nascent oxygen cancel out each other. It forms chlorine plus H2S forms 2HCl and sulfur. Chlorine plus H2S forms 2HCl and sulfur. Then when chlorine reacts with SO2, it oxidizes SO2 to H2SO4. In SO2, the oxidation state of sulfur is +4, and in H2SO4, the oxidation state of sulfur is +6. That means it oxidizes sulfur from +4 oxidation state to +6 oxidation state. See the equation. Chlorine plus water give rise to 2HCl and the nascent oxygen. SO2, this nascent oxygen, and water forms H2SO4. This nascent oxygen cancel out each other. It forms chlorine plus SO2 plus 2H2O forms H2SO4 and 2HCl. That means chlorine acts as a oxidizing agent. It forms H2S2 sulfur, SO2 to H2SO4. So this is the oxidation reaction of chlorine. Next comes to its displacement reaction. So in displacement reaction, we know more electronegative element can displace less electronegative element. So in halogen case, fluorine is more electronegative among all the halogens. This is the order of electronegativity. That means fluorine can displace all the 3 halogens. Chlorine can displace bromine and iodine. So chlorine can displace less electronegative halogen, that is bromine and iodine, from their aqueous solution. Chlorine can displace halogens, that is bromine and iodine, less electronegative than chlorine, from their aqueous solution. So when KBr reacts with chlorine, it forms Br is displaced by chlorine, it forms KCl, and the Br molecule forms Br2. And when Ki reacts with chlorine, it forms KCl and I2. That means when more electronegative element reacts with less electronegative salt, then it displaces the less electronegative element from its position and takes its position. So KBr reacts with chlorine forms KCl and Br2. Ki reacts with chlorine forms KCl and I2. So this is the displacement reaction. Displace means this chlorine halogen occupy the position of or displace bromine from its position and takes its position, and it also displace iodine from its position and occupy its position. This is not so these are the equations of displacement reaction. Next comes to its bleaching action. So bleaching action of chlorine is due to its oxidizing property. Chlorine has its oxidizing nature. So due to its oxidizing nature, it acts as a bleaching agent, or its bleaching action of chlorine is due to its oxidizing nature in presence of moisture. Because when chlorine reacts with moisture, it forms HCl and nascent oxygen. This nascent oxygen reacts with color matter to form colorless matter. It reacts with colored matter to form colorless matter. So So this is a oxidizing nature by, so the bleaching action of chlorine is a oxidizing property. Due to oxidizing property, this bleaching action of chlorine is permanent in nature. Due to its oxidizing nature, the bleaching action of chlorine is permanent. Then comes to its use, and it is used for manufacture of bleaching powder. For preparation of bleaching powder, it is used. It is also used as for sterilization of drinking water. Drinking water sterilize करिया पे use करा जाए. It is also used for preparation of useful solvent like CCl4, chloroform, carbon tetrachloride or chloroform formation में chlorine molecule necessary, because when excess chlorine reacts with methane, then the solvent like chloroform or CCl4 are formed. It is also used for manufacture of synthetic rubber and PVC, polyvinyl chloride. So in this case also chlorine is used for preparation of synthetic rubber and PVC. So these are the uses of chlorine. Next, how chlorine can be tested? Test of chlorine. So when chlorine turns starch iodide paper blue due to deposition of liberated iodine on starch. Due to deposition of liberated iodine on starch, iodine has color blue. When Ki, starch iodide, reacts with chlorine gas, it forms KCl and I2. So this I2 molecule, when deposited on starch paper, looks blue. That means the gas which turns starch iodide paper blue must be a chlorine gas. So test of chlorine can be done by reacting starch iodide paper with the gas. If it turns blue, that means the gas is chlorine. When excess chlorine is passed, when to this blue color starch iodide paper, when excess chlorine is passed, then the blue color is bleached. Then the blue color कौन होची ना bleach कर जाउची, colorless हो जाउची. Why? ना chlorine has bleaching property. When excess chlorine is passed, then it bleaches the blue color to colorless. So this is the test of chlorine. Okay, so this is all about the laboratory preparation of chlorine, its physical, chemical properties, uses and its test also. Thank you.